So Remy presented you about the R&D. We are in close contact with the breeders, and my job is to make sure that the variety that the breeders are producing find a place in the market after. So I'm in close collaboration with the sales and development teams all around the world. And I will present you how do we work and what is our view of the broccoli market. So, okay. So first, our view of the broccoli market worldwide, and then focus on us at HM Close, how do we work and what do we do with our resources allocated to the broccoli. Broccoli worldwide market. So in terms of consumption, as you may know, probably broccoli is really trendy crop because it has an healthy image. You eat broccoli, it's a green vegetable, so it's really trendy now. So over the past years, the production increased by 20% between 2010 and 2016. And you can see that the main area of production is still Asia, but it's growing in all the region of the world. You can see the production of broccoli is increasing.
Even if it is coming from Italy, broccoli. Asia is number one. Eh?
Yes.
Calabria, from Calabria.
Yes.
And now, thanks to the different area of production, you have broccoli's heads available all year round. The main market trends, if we speak about broccolis, you can see more and more the development of, but I think it's a global trend for all the vegetable, the fresh products, the development of local markets. So people now, they are not willing anymore to pay, to buy products that have crossed the ocean to come to the supermarket. Then you have a lot of labor issues because it's more and more hard to find people to harvest the broccolis, the cauliflower in the field, the availability and train people. And also the increase of the cost. Now you have to pay more and more the people to harvest in the field. So you have many companies that are working on mechanization, trying to find a machine that can harvest directly in the field broccolis and cauliflower. You have an increase of quality problematic. As Remy said, you have more and more pressure of different bacterial and fungal diseases such as Alternaria and mildew and Pseudomonas, if we speak about the main one for the broccolis. And also, I will come back to this later, but you can sometimes have gap depending on the weather and also when you switch the production area. But I will come back to this. And then the bacterial and fungal issues that are increasing. So if we speak about the broccoli worldwide production, so this is as of today with the resources of the company. We have teams part of the company for in many different countries. I think over 60 countries we have people from the company. So they can gather information and then they give it back to us to have a consolidated view of the worldwide market. So if we speak about let's say the mature area, so the places where we have the most dedicated people and where the company is working for the longest time. So it's North America, Europe and Australia. So I would say those are mature markets. So we are quite confident in the numbers. So you can see the area for the whole Europe is more or less the same as US plus Mexico production. And then in Australia, you also have quite a big production that is mainly around Melbourne area and then also in Queensland. And then if we talk about the other markets where we don't have such presence, so you can see as shown in the previous graph that the main production area is Asia with almost 150,000 hectares production per year. And for a total estimation of the broccoli market, over 370,000 hectares per year of production. If we make a focus on the broccoli in Southern Europe, so I put a limit. So first, it was developed in Southern Europe for Northern Europe consumption because they are really fond of broccoli. They consume a lot, but unfortunately, due to the climate, they cannot produce broccoli all year round. So they had to switch for November to April production. So first, it started in Murcia area in Spain, and it was also developed in Italy. So those markets were first export market. Almost 100% of the production were sold and shipped to UK, Germany, for example, Scandinavia, etc. And now we can see that in those markets you have also more local production. So I think Greece is also mainly for export markets, the production. To speak about the types, the different types of products, broccoli is really standard. I mean, if you don't have such diversification as in cauliflower, for example, or if you speak about tomatoes, if you go in China or in Brazil or in Europe, a head of broccoli will always look more or less the same. But you have different, it's the final use of the products which makes the difference. So you have what we call the regular crown, which is basically the head of the broccoli with 10 to 12 centimeter long stem. Then you have the Asian cut, so they just remove the stem from it and then they ship it for export. Then you have the florets that could be either fresh, but it's mainly for the US. It's not really popular in the other part of the world. Or what we consume a lot is the frozen florets. And there is a niche market, which is the broccolini. You might know the thunder stem type. We also have this kind of product in our range. And so then the main difference is the final use, if it's more for fresh or for processing markets. So to move as our HM-Close vision of the species and globally the group vision, broccoli is considered as a key species for the company. So we are not a leading company in the broccoli market as we are in the cauliflower, but the company is investing a lot of money for many years now, and you can see in the field that we start to have really competitive varieties in the range. And generally speaking, the brassica, they are strategic for our group Limagrain, so with the 3 companies working on it. And the company device is global reach, local touch, so we have a worldwide network for the trials and sales, and then we are working directly on those markets to be as close as possible of the needs of the growers. And to speak about the broccoli for us especially, the broccoli breeding, so we make over 50 trials all over the world in every continent with almost 1,000 new possible varieties produced every year by our breeder, and over 10,000 individual plots, so it means plots such as we have outside, so it's more than 10,000 every year to look at, so it's a lot of data collected. And to speak about numbers, it's €1 million investment for the company every year. If we speak about the priority traits of the breeding part, so we are working on the different part of the maturity cycle of the crop from the sowing. So seed quality, as Rémi has presented, is really important for us because, of course, for the grower and for the nurseries, if you lack of germination, it's a net loss for them. So we are really working hard on the seed quality. Then for the growing part, of course, when the broccoli is growing outside, you have many different stress that are coming. Either the weather stress, so the heat, the cold, drought, or physiological disorders, and then you have the biotic stress that could be related also to the abiotic stress, which means if the conditions are rainy, then you can have bacterial and fungal disease appearing on the head. And then, of course, the harvesting part. So we are working a lot on the uniformity of the harvest, because it costs a lot of money to harvest, because it's hand harvested. So you need a full crew of people outside to go harvesting. So the less time you have to go out, the better it is. So we are looking for, let's say, a one-cut variety where you can harvest 90–95% of the heads in one cut. And also the easiness of harvest, because the easier it is to clean the leaves from the stem, and also the more money you save into harvesting. And our screening trials, so I was telling you that we were doing more than 50 trials all over the world, and each location has its particularity. They were chosen because of those particularities. So, for example, we have trials in Australia during the summer, because of course it's really hot condition. It's over 40 degrees every day, so it's really stressful. Then we go in India and China, because it's hot and rainy, so it's good for the disease tolerance. And then also in US and Mexico, and in Europe, which are the main markets for us. And to show just a quick broccoli development map. So all the countries highlighted is where our local teams are doing trials in the world. So every year, in more than 60 countries, 65 countries, with the support of our local team and distributors, such as Agris here in Greece. And to talk about the process, so we go from really small scale trials with 20–50 plants per trials, and then every year, if we advance the varieties, we increase up to the commercial sales of the new launched varieties. And just to show you an example of now the range and the pipeline. So this is for Italy and Spain, so I think it could be adapted to Greece. So now we have thanks to the R&D and the development and sales team, now we have a full range and pipeline to cover all year round production in Spain and in Italy with those new varieties, and I think they are all in the field out there. So if you want to have more technical information about them, don't hesitate to come to us. And to conclude, so HM Close, with the help our local teams, we would like to become a key broccoli seed supplier, a key broccoli company, and to strengthen our partnership with growers in order to put trials and to get your feedbacks directly from the fields. And to get also your expertise regarding the technical, like fertilization, irrigation, and so on. And we believe in this thanks to our genetic and the resources the company is putting into that species, and to always stay with our devise, which is global reach and local touch. So thank you very much.